funny, isn't it, when you launch something, if you are like Meghan Markle, you would expect everybody to rush and basically say, you're terrific. Well, remember, Oprah Winfrey did that when Meghan had that coffee brand, Clever Kind or whatever it was called, Clever Blends, I'm not sure. And if you remember, she even went on Instagram. But you see, that was a long time ago. And that was a long time when Oprah Winfrey wanted Meghan Markle on side. Celebrity is a cruel world. You know, that's the problem. You see, Oprah Winfrey seemingly only has one connection in the celebrity world, and that is, of course, the astronaut Gayle King. Yes, they've remained friends for years, and apparently Gayle in her life is all she needs. We'll leave that there. Of course, this is problematic now for Meghan Markle, particularly when you're launching, as I say, a new brand which you think is going to create, well, you to become a billionaire. Let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. Thank you so much on a cloudy sort of day here in Yorkshire. Yeah, it's not bad though, is it? Can you see the water? It's very nice there. Yes, very tranquil. Well, until thunder and lightning starts, of course. By the way, I know I mentioned recently about the sad demise of the teen idol Bobby Sherman. Did you know that do you remember Sal Mino from the James Dean films, Rebel Without a Cause and Giant and stuff like that? Do you, now let me know in this, because maybe I did not know that he'd made records. In fact, he'd had a million seller and was something of a teen. Wasn't everybody a teen idol in the 50s? Somebody just saw the opportunity to make records with good-looking guys, stick them out whether they could sing or not, you know. I know that job. And then, of course, we make millions out of them. If you have those records, apparently they're worth a lot, particularly first editions. So now I often say this, chums, get inside that loft. You never know. We could become billionaires, outstrip Meghan Markle with a wine. That's right. Now, as Meghan, as you know, has tried recently to connect with various celebrities, most famously, well, she's distanced herself from Tyler Perry, of course, but most famously, Gwyneth Paltrow. If you remember, she went round to Gwyneth's kitchen, shoveled some pie in, and basically it was supposed to be a spoof, and they were besties. Very quickly, as the sort of Santa Bala thing engulfed and all of that, well, Gwyneth decided that she wasn't besties with Meghan after all. In fact, she stated on record, well, I don't really know her that well. I don't see her that much, even though they're neighbours in Montecito. That's the fickleness of celebrity. Here's where this gets interesting, because her new team, the distractors, the defectors, whatever they want to call themselves, well, as Meghan's now launching this wine, this new face that she's got, which basically is Meghan just slapping a label on there, upping the price and getting somebody to do it. Now, in her defence, I have to say, as ever, allegedly, that's nothing new. That's exactly what happens in the industry. You know, don't believe that any of these celebrities that say, I devised this cream, I devised this hand cream, nail cream, they just get somebody to do the work, stick their name on, and their name is the thing that you're buying into, the deal, the ideal, whatever. Now, here's where this gets interesting, because Meghan's team sent out quite a few comp bottles, as she did with the jams. Remember the raspberry jam? Because jam's her thing, right? Well, they sent out these comp bottles of wine, hoping for the likes of Nachos, the polo player. Well, he's now not friendly because, of course, Harry's polo thing with Netflix went kaput, and he thought he was going to become a star from that. That didn't happen. And then, of course, they were wrestling with a woman on, of course, the platform, weren't they? Who could hold the trophy? You can see how these things take a turn for the worst. Seemingly Gwyneth Paltrow has gone teetotal because she didn't seem to recognise the fact that the wine had turned up, as of course people like Mindy Kaling, who obviously doesn't like Meghan's look anymore. You get the picture. Now, they were hoping that people would just pop open this wine on camera, on Instagram. Even Abigail Spencer, maybe. What's happened there? And it was interesting because they just wanted everybody to say, oh, this is the ideal accompaniment for summer. They all got a script, I might point out. But seemingly, nobody's ready, as Shirley Bassey famously said, to pop the cork on camera and endorse Meghan's latest venture. Perhaps some people, as they've pointed out to me, who've worked alongside Harry and Meghan, well, basically they feel that, you know, there's Meghan fatigue. What's next? Beds? Trips abroad? Hotels? Who knows? Charcoal nail polish? You never know what's coming next from her, and how many more times are they going to have to put their name on the line, claiming that breakfast has just got a lot better ever since Meghan's jam popped up on their breakfast table. Seemingly, many now are not basically willing, or indeed offering, to let the world know that they'd like to say cheers with Meghan. Or perhaps they're just being kindness itself, maybe waiting for the next thing to come along. Either way, what do you think? Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.